morning, everybody. Thank you all for being here. And it even stopped raining. I know there's probably a million other places that you could be spending your Saturday, but it is heartwarming to see everybody out here today. It's a shame that we have to be here, but I wanted to just say thank you. My name is Delegate Jared Solomon, and I want to just start by thanking all the partners who helped make this possible. Moms Demand Action and Students Demand Action. The Women's Democratic Club, Do the Most Good, and MoCo Women. So I think as you've seen, it's partnerships really at all levels, from the federal level, at the state level, and at the county level here. And so I want to invite up some of our county elected officials, starting with our county executive, Marc Elrich, who is finishing up his first term and spent 20 years as a teacher before being elected.
So this is a really hard topic to talk about and not get emotional. I grew up in the 60s, and you know, when I think about fear and the kind of fear that people have to live with, the week of the Cuban Missile Crisis, when growing up in DC meant that every morning you woke up and wondering whether you were going to die, is a taste of what it's like now to wondering whether you walk into a grocery store or your kids go to school, are they going to die? When the sniper was running rampant in this area, I was a school teacher at Rolling Terrace. I was in a portable. When we walked into the school, we walked a snake walk. I led that walk. I knew damn well it wouldn't make any difference. But it was something we did, and we did not tell the children why we were doing it, because we don't want to visit that level of additional fear on those children. But the fact that every time you go into a building, you have to walk in a snake walk. People cannot get to the point where we're walking snake walks everywhere, whether you're going to a grocery store or your kids are in school. We are devolving into a violent society. It is a problem. We have weaponized anger. People talk about beefs. When I was growing up and you had a beef with somebody, maybe somebody punched you out. It wasn't good, but it wasn't lethal. Now when people describe what they did, they talk about these people had a beef with each other. This is dangerous. The things Montgomery County can do, we are not allowed to legislate in the weapons sphere. If we could, we would. When I was on the council in Tacoma Park, we thought we could ban weapons in public places, and then we could ban weapons within 100 feet of a public place, which would pretty much ban weapons in every place in Tacoma Park. And we discovered the Constitution didn't let us do that. But we at least explored things we could do. This council is going to continue to explore things we can do to make this county safer, but we're going to double down on mental health issues, and it's not just kids. The people, most of our crimes are committed by young adults against people they know most often, and they're doing it in crisis. We have people who are really suffering in crisis, and they have a hopeless future. They look at life as, how do I get out of this? And they make a bunch of really bad choices. We've got to do a better job with the mental health of our residents. We've got to step up and give people a place to go. It is a miracle that the guy who was going to come and assassinate Justice Kavanaugh, that for some reason, because of his sister's conversation, he actually called the 911 call and basically took himself out of play. That was a miracle. That, if his sister hadn't talked to his sister, that would not have happened. And that's astounding. And I can only imagine what would happen if any of my friends up here said what Trump said about Pence, that killing him maybe was a good idea. Could you imagine if anybody had said, well, maybe that was a good idea what this guy was thinking about? And that tells you how diseased this has gotten at the very top, that the President of the United States can say, maybe not such a bad thing. Really? Because what are you sending out to everybody else who follows you and believes you when you're saying it doesn't matter if you do this, maybe it's okay to do this? We've got to do better. We've got to get action. We've got an amazing delegation, whether it's a state level or at the federal level. We don't have to send menacing text messages to people saying we're going to vote you out if you don't do the right thing, because we know everybody is going to do the right thing. Yeah. Susan. I had the honor of coming down and testifying on your ghost gun bill. That was really, really important. And it is amazing that there are delegates who still don't get it, who still think that don't understand that it's easier to get a gun than it is to get a driver's license. One of my friends says, I need a license to fish. I don't need a license to get a gun. This is nuts. If you're on the internet, I get solicitations to buy ghost guns all the time. They will provide a video telling you how to assemble it. If you bought the assembled version of it, you would have had to go to a licensed firearms dealer, wait 7 days, and get a background check. But if you buy the disassembled weapon on the web, you can just put it together with video and you're good to go. They'll sell you conversion parts on the web to turn a semi-automatic into an automatic. None of that should be allowed, but for going through a gun store. You shouldn't allow the automatics at all, but anything you're going to do ought to go through a gun store. It ought to go through a licensed gun store, and there ought to be waiting periods. So this county's going to stand with you. We're always going to stand with you. And keep electing the people behind me. Keep these people here, and they will always stand with you. So thank you very much.
All right, well, we have come to the end of our program. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here. And enough is enough.